Okay, so I'm here to talk about my crash, my body shutting down. I don't know how long this is going to go on for. It's going to be somewhat of a rant. I've not planned this. It's kind of off the cuff, me just trying a more cathartic approach to process what's going on and to try and explain what's been going on. So, since September 2022, I've been recovering from chronic illness. What that is, it could be long COVID, could be chronic fatigue syndrome, adrenal fatigue, whatever. My body is broken and fatigued. But the symptoms actually started before September of last year. In fact, so I got COVID in November 2021 and I had some problems, kind of tightness of chest, breathing problems, kind of some pain here. I thought it was my heart, but I now think it was my spleen, or is my spleen. Lots of tests with doctors, etc., etc. But I was able to kind of cope with life, and I was still working, I was still traveling, and I felt like I was getting better. Then in July 2022, so around about 7 months later, I woke up with some of the most debilitating fatigue that I've ever experienced, and that lasted for about a week, and it started to subside, and I started to feel better, and I thought, I know the best thing to deal with this is to push my body harder than I've ever pushed it before. So in August, I was jogging, running, working out, traveling, walking. It wasn't unusual for me to do 20,000 or more steps in a weekend. I'd happily walk 8 to 10 miles on a weekend with my camera. And I just kept pushing and pushing. But I had these kind of weird symptoms all the way through. I had the brain fog, tension headaches. I had some stomach issues, some nausea, dizziness. I'd wake up in the night with hot sweats. And I was kind of in a panic. I thought I had cancer. I thought I had HIV. I thought I had Lyme's disease, lupus, you name it. I thought I had it. And I created this spiraling cycle of worry. And then it got to September, and that's when the crash happened. I was traveling in Colombia, and I was trying to go on a hike, and my body just wasn't present whatsoever, and my mind was saying that I shouldn't do this. This is a bad idea. So I ended up getting a bus to my destination rather than doing a 3-hour hike as I'd planned. And then from there, my body just started to slowly shut down. I mean, fatigue is not the right word. Like, oh, you're just a bit tired, mate. I just couldn't move. I couldn't move. And if I tried to move, then my body was in pain. I had crippling headaches, headaches like I've never experienced in my life, in all honesty. Buzzing in my body. It felt like my body internally was doing this. It still happens now. And I just couldn't continue. And I became pretty much housebound for 3 months. I mean, I could go out to my street. I could do some walks. But I was a shadow of my former self. I had to stop working. When I did go out for a short walk, and I mean literally halfway down the street, sometimes a full street and back, I had elderly people overtaking me. I felt, no disrespect to elderly people, the older generation, but at 35, I should imagine I should be able to outwalk all of you. And, I felt that kind of judgment, even though it's probably all in my mind, of elderly people being like, could this guy just hurry up a bit? And the truth is, I couldn't. I physically couldn't go any faster. And yeah, I just lost myself. I lost my personality. I didn't, I'm quite an outspoken, in a good way, social, upbeat guy, and that was just gone. Every day would just wake up with just the worst mood. There was no smiling. There was no optimism. There was no desire. There was no goal setting. All of it had gone. My life had just gone, completely shut down. Of course, I went to the doctor, and blood-wise, everything was fine. I had low vitamin D and B12, and the doctor said, do these injections, take these supplements, and you'll be feeling the best you've ever been in a matter of weeks. Weeks passed by and I felt worse. Months passed by and I felt worse. And my body just said stop. And so this has been going on now for almost a year. I'm not in that place anymore. I'm still very much unwell. I still very much have the fatigue. I have the flare-ups, the not as much crashes anymore where my body completely crashes, but there'll be days or sometimes a week or so where I just can't function that much at all. You know, I can get out for a walk, I can look after myself, but other than that, I can't do much. I have returned to work on a part-time basis. But yeah, I mean, this has been a really tough ride, if I'm honest. And this would be a video that I never thought I would have been making. You know, I'm a journalist. I work in the art, photography, and tech industry. So coming here and talking about a chronic illness, which I'm trying to figure out, and which I'll do more videos about, it's unbelievable, really. And it's taught me not to take life for granted. It's taught me not to take health for granted. But I've seen this as my body telling me that I needed to slow down a lot. I'd been traveling for 5 years before that, non-stop. And we'll get into other videos about what that was really about. Of course, it was an amazing experience. I've been having the time of my life for the past 5 years. But, you know, there's some learnings that have come out of all of this through reflection, through kind of not having the option to reflect. You know, there was times where I couldn't do anything but lay there and think. So yeah, my body is healing, but it did crash, and it was the most challenging, difficult, awful period of my life, and it still is the most difficult period of my life. But I've remained as optimistic as I can be throughout all of this, and yeah, I mean, I don't know really what else to say on the topic. My body burnt out. I've had all these weird symptoms that if you're looking for this kind of thing, you've probably been searching for and heard about already. Heart palpitations, brain fog, inability to read, concentrate. And we are where we are. But whatever I do with this channel, who knows? Maybe it'll just be this video to get off my chest how bloody difficult it is. But hopefully I'll be able to share some of the things with you that I've been doing that have certainly helped me heal, have certainly helped me improve. I'm not where I was this time last September. And take it from there. I'm not going to encourage you to subscribe or like or whatever, or leave a comment. If you want to do any of that, do it. But we're not that kind of channel yet. This is just me unwrapping what's been going on, because it's felt very isolating. Although I've had support, it's felt very isolating and very insular, and I've just not really said words out loud. So here I am. Anyway, if you stayed till this point, thanks for watching. See ya.